Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am super excited to bring this video towards you. I am going to tell you everything you need to know about the OnePlus Nord and the OnePlus Bud. So without wasting time, let's get right into it. And before we start the video, I have a special surprise for all those Indian users who are viewing this video. So make sure you watch the entire video to know what it is. Let's start with the looks. It comes in two colors, blue marble and grey onyx. Basically blue and grey. And yes, it is a glass sandwich as almost all the phones are out there, but the finish of the glass is different as compared to the OnePlus 8. So I would suggest you to go and handle and see the phone personally before you buy one. And yes, it has a 6.4-inch display, so it is a big phone for all those users with small hands. This phone has 6 cameras, 2 in the front and 4 in the back. The main rear camera is a 48 megapixel sensor with f1.7 and it has both OIS and EIS, optical image stabilization and electronic image stabilization. The next camera is the ultra-wide camera. It is an 8 megapixel sensor with f2.2 and as the name suggests, it's an ultra-wide camera with a field of view of 119 degrees. The next two lenses are the depth lens and the micro lens, which are 5 and 2 megapixels respectively. These cameras can shoot 1080p at both 30 as well as 60 fps, 4K at 30 fps, super slow motion which is 1080p at 240 fps, then comes the time lapse which it can shoot at 1080p at 30 fps, 4K at 30 fps, and it also has a video editor. Talking about the front cameras, it has two cameras in the front. The primary one is the 32 megapixel camera and the second one, which is the ultra wide one, is the 8 megapixel camera. And ultra wide, it's not as wide as the rear camera, but yes, it is definitely wide, and an ultra wide is a must in the selfie camera. The only weird part that I found is that it can shoot 4K at 30 frames per second in the rear camera and not at 60 frames per second, but the front camera can shoot 4K at 30 as well as 60 frames per second. So why not the rear camera as well? Talking about the display, as I had mentioned previously in the video, it is a 6.4-inch display, which is a 1080p display having 408 pixels per inch. The refresh rate is 90 Hz, not 120 but 90 Hz, which is I guess a must nowadays in almost all the phones. Now let's talk about the performance. This phone has the Snapdragon 765 chipset, not the 720, not the 730, but 765, which supports 5G. Then it comes in three variants: the 6GB, 12GB, and 6GB, 8GB, and 12GB. I guess the 6GB version is specifically only for the Indian customers. This is what I was talking about in the introduction of the video, and that comes with 64GB of storage. The 8GB one comes with 128 and the 12GB one comes with the 256GB internal storage. It has a battery of 4115 mAh, which is I guess great, and with swap charger 30T. And one more thing I forgot to tell you about the camera is that the main camera, which is the 48 megapixel sensor, is the same which is found in the OnePlus 8. So yeah, the camera quality is definitely going to be good. Talking about the OS, it comes with Oxygen OS 10.5 as default, which is based on Android 10. So you get the latest software. This phone comes with the in-display fingerprint scanner. And there is also a face unlock option, but it's not as safe as the Face ID. But yes, if you want there, it's there. But I would prefer the the in-display fingerprint scanner, which is I guess little bit lower on the lower end of the phone as compared to the 70 or 8 or 8 Pro. But it has an in-display fingerprint scanner. Let's talk about the cons. I'm just nitpicking, letting you know that these features are not there, but an average person is definitely not even going to notice that these features are not there. For example, there's no official IP rating, there's no NFC chipset, you will get UFS 2.1 storage, USB 2.0 data speed, but these are the features which you will hardly notice are not there in the phone. Overall, the experience is going to be great. I am personally super excited to go and actually use the phone by myself. I am very excited about this phone, and hence I guess you can see it from my face or my reaction that I am really excited to actually go out there and use this phone. Let's talk about the battery. This phone has a 4115 mAh battery and comes along with a warp charger, which is a super fast charger which can charge your phone from 0 to 70% within half an hour. And I know the wireless charging has its convenience and this phone doesn't have a wireless charging, but I would always prefer a fast charger as compared to the convenience of the wireless charger. Now let's talk about the pricing. This phone has two variants, an 8GB RAM and the second variant with 12GB RAM. But there's another variant, a third variant, which is only India specific, I guess, which has 6GB RAM. The 6GB RAM has 64GB storage, the 8GB RAM has 128GB storage, and the 12GB RAM one has the 256GB storage. The first one, which is 6GB RAM with 64GB storage, comes at 24,999, only 25,000, which literally blows out the iPhone SE out of the box, out of the competition. The second option, which is the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage, comes at 28,000. The third one, which is the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage, which is the highest version, also comes at 30,000, which is way less than iPhone SE, which costs around 42,500. So even if you opt for the highest end version, you are still going to save 12,000 rupees. Now let's talk about the OnePlus Buds. These buds comes in three colors, white, black and blue. And I just want to put it out there, the case of the OnePlus Buds is kind of similar to the Pixel Buds. So let's forget that. But the OnePlus Buds have a battery backup of 7 hours continuous playback, and along with the charging case, it can give you a playback of 30 hours. The best part about it is if you charge it for only 10 minutes, it can give you an additional 10 hours of playback. So if you're on the airport, you just have to charge it for 10 minutes and you can then continue your binge session. Now let's talk about the pricing of the OnePlus Buds. These buds cost only 5,000 rupees. I know 5,000 might sound too much, but when you compare it with the direct competitors, which are the AirPods, it is a way cheaper deal. Let's come to the conclusion. As soon as I got to know about the pricing of the OnePlus Nord, I was really excited about the phone. I was actually previously also excited, but looking at the price, I was really hyped up about it. So the direct competitor, not price-wise, especially in India, to the OnePlus Nord is the iPhone SE 2. Because the prices might be same out of India, which is $399 in US or 399 euros for both the iPhone SE 2 and the OnePlus Nord, but there's a vast price difference in India. You can get the basic version of the OnePlus Nord, which has the 6GB RAM and 64GB storage for only 24,999, which is 25,000, and the iPhone SE 2 has a cost of 42,500. Even if you opt for the highest version, which is the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage of the OnePlus Nord, along with the OnePlus Buds, you're still going to save 7,000 rupees. So I personally think that the OnePlus is a better option. Yes, there might be some pros and cons of having the OnePlus or having the iPhone SE 2, but the clear winner is the OnePlus Nord along with the OnePlus Buds. And yeah, one more thing. I know that the chipset in the iPhone SE 2, which is the latest, which is the Apple, the A13 Bionic chipset, is way faster as compared to the Snapdragon 765. So there might be some performance issues as compared to the iPhone SE, but for the average person or a layman who is using a phone, the OnePlus Nord is going to easily survive lots of years, and he or she can perform his or her daily tasks easily. And please don't get me wrong, the iPhone SE is not at all a bad phone. Yes, when you compare it visually directly, then the iPhone SE does have a smaller screen, but iPhone SE also has its own advantages. I personally am an iPhone user, but when you compare the iPhone SE directly to the OnePlus Nord, especially on the basis of the pricing, OnePlus Nord is definitely going to win it, and you get almost all the latest technology possible out there in this phone, with a bigger display, with a 90Hz display and a frame rate. So OnePlus Nord is a clear winner in that range. That's it about the OnePlus Nord and the OnePlus Buds. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel as this is the start of my YouTube channel. Make sure you press the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere. I continuously keep on updating the stuff or tech news on there. So thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next video.